Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm explaining why social media has evolved and became centralized into different groups. Obviously, as I know, there's many subjects, there's many genres of social media. Video, blogs, and is there any other? But there's also pictures, which I don't know, like Instagram. Even though Instagram is trying to become like more merged, because obviously this doesn't make Obviously, we have known that the first major internet um, social media was AOL. AOL had many features like news, talking, not talking, chat rooms. Chat rooms were the primitive of internet because it was not much of a. It wasn't much. It didn't use much bandwidth to communicate in text and sometimes pictures. Due to the small bandwidth of internet browsers, which due, due to unnecessary code in websites, which would make the internet slow. Companies try to figure out a way of getting around this. The first thing was to code browsers that would um, modify websites to make um, to improve bandwidth. Such was Safari. They draw Safari. Um, Firefox. That looks like a Tide Pod. And Chrome. Chrome was a. I'm not gonna draw Chrome. Um, Chrome was the most popular choice. Um, Not during the time, but in this day. Obviously, Firefox was the most popular choice. Firefox became a symbol because it was known for Windows XP, which was the main computer of the time. After this, the next not after Firefox, after AOL, the next social media was MySpace. MySpace was a bit less primitive and used chat rooms and blogs as its way of communication. Also used and known for its freely accessible um, way of um, HTML and CSS. Causing this was the known thing about thing. But due to Terra lack of up was it lack of updates, lack of safety. MySpace transferred to Facebook, which was was a more revolutionary option. My dog just came in the room. Um, since Facebook was a revolutionary option, which had more features at the time. So after many of these things, what do you, are you just trying to get food that was like right here? Trying to get leftover foods, whiffs, sniffs. Sorry, my dog gets in the way. She's trying to get my leftover food, but he'll never get it because he's not him. He'll never be him because he's a dog. Dogs can't be him. That's the rules being him. Facebook had also, but there's other genres like video. Video back then in MySpace times was very hard to do due to not barely any technology to be used for videos, since videos were hard to operate and were were they expensive? I'm not gonna search it up. I didn't really do much research. I'm just using knowledge. Video was laggy, buggy, bugs. No wait, no bugs. It was just laggy. It was really laggy and hard to operate. There was more stuff, and you do it. And then there's a new app called YouTube. YouTube had a technology that used a video compression tool. It compressed videos to qualities that could be handled and were be able to. YouTube was a revolutionary idea in the internet. YouTube has been, man, I have no idea, man. Like I'm going crazy. Then YouTube got by Google, which then basically took the website. But there's more sources of chat rooms. I know I'm going on huge tangents, but I just really, the history of the internet and how it functions is very complicated. Next, we have Something Awful. Something Awful, not next, but before, Something Awful was a forums, I believe. I really went. I saw it, like I previewed it, and I really didn't see much. I didn't do much research. It was a forum with. It was like. It's kind of like Reddit now. It's like not really like AOL. I mean, it could be like AOL. I don't know. It's Something Awful was a not really revolutionary, but it was a very popular choice in the time, which because it gave really my dog wants to leave. It was a thing, but the realization why no one knows it is because it actually made probably one of the most hated social media in the internet. When Something Awful wanted to ban groups that would be considered cringe, like anime fans, I believe furries, some guy said, I'm gonna do my own thing, and made 4chan. I'm not gonna draw 4chan. Which has become very weird. It's like dynamic. It's like they're like hackers, but they're like really, they're just, but like they're degenerates. After this, 4chan has kind of been silent right now. There was also more stuff that was used like forums. The next thing was probably Reddit. Reddit stemmed from some guy who wanted to make some like delivery app, but didn't really go that way because the technology was like really terrible, like phone technology, mobile. But then he made Reddit, which was a more successful version of Something Awful, in my opinion. Reddit used normally topics as a thing. Like politics, gaming, like coding, food, and all that stuff. This resulted in kind of like our closest version of the old internet. Reddit now just then start devolve. It devolved into a small, tiny version of itself. I think it really has been silent. You only see it in like YouTube short videos with Minecraft gameplay in the background. Now going to this next of Reddit. Next we're going back to the YouTube times. YouTube made a huge impact on its competitors, since it was kind of like pretty monopoly. You really had to. It's kind of like web browsers right now. To make a web browser like Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari on your own, it's impossible because you need resources. You need a lot of resources to make something like YouTube. YouTube has been like, it's expensive. You need a lot like to run videos because storage. You need to make servers. It's not like MySpace or AOL where most of the messages are basically like kilobytes in sizes. But now, after YouTube, some just go down in history. I'm gonna start with the downfall of Something Awful. The creator, I don't know, he's kind of sucked. Um, the creator and most moved to 4chan. I think Something Awful is just a shell of the internet, and most people just forgot about it. It was not really that popular. Next, we have AOL. AOL was bought by HBO or Time Warner Max, and has became basically non-revolutionary. They never really updated the technology. Never tried to make it go faster with HBO's Time Warner technology. Why do I keep calling it HBO? Like Roadrunner to make it even go faster, which just kind of considered the downfall. I probably can talk about the downfall of Facebook. It's very easy. Why? The downfall of MySpace is really a terrible story. So MySpace became more unsafe, more like anarchy kind of. It didn't compare to Facebook with better moderation, of course. I mean, now I don't think that Facebook has moderation now. I think Facebook is just it's just anarchy. It's like Mad Max right now. The reason why MySpace falls is because it really just didn't do good. It didn't have any like innovation. Didn't have any. The creator retired. He didn't want to work. Um, it shut down. If you look on MySpace, it's not, it doesn't exist anymore. These two companies have become shells of themselves. They have kind of become corporate look. Like they don't look like their old self. I know this one has been revived. I'm not gonna tell anyone of you because I feel like if you're telling me, you're gonna do something bad. So I'm just gonna. Facebook, its downfall is it hasn't appealed to the younger generations or any generation. It has been known for its bad reputation as a place for senior citizens and AI. AI has taken over this platform a lot, making fake AI pictures. The fake AI pictures are just really annoying. The dead internet theory exists on Facebook, and we all know why. Next, let's start with the new history of after after the start of YouTube, a Twitter was made. Twitter was a good, a cool platform, revolutionary, innovative. It was like a better MySpace at the time. The reason why is because Twitter was like the place for sharing stuff. Obviously, after Twitter, we have Instagram. I'm not going to put that down. Instagram was obviously a new site for pictures and stuff, PNGs. I see nothing else in Instagram except for pictures. Now, Reels are not. really that important. I don't know either. Twitter has been always known for degeneracy, cancellation ratios, and all that stuff. YouTube has become really the best source of stuff we've had. After this, a site called Vine got up. Vine was a special place in some people's heart. I just heard some sound. Vine was a place for stuff like LeBron James and stuff. Like, it was our start of Brain Rot. The 2010s was a crazy time in history. Vine was a company started by Twitter, made for stuff like, oh, we have this many characters, so we have this much seconds. It started because the challenge of making a video in such short time. So people made some old stuff. They made some classics, certified classics that now 100,000 people have seen because of Vine Try Not to Laugh compilation that aren't that funny now. YouTube has started to kind of reinvent itself in this area. YouTube just kind of becomes the most valuable place on the planet. Famous people, mainstream recognition. It's getting bigger. It's getting big. After YouTube, a browser called Opera exists, and Opera has helped many things. It's helped Wii to go online. The Wii is starting to become more online, which gives people without the affordability of a Wii, of a computer, to really go on the internet. I really just forgot something. The iPhone, the magnificent iPhone. This invention brought. It's pretty much a really important invention. I'm not gonna explain why. I just want to do that for some reason. The iPhone brought. Okay, no, I'm actually gonna explain. I'm not gonna be a mean person about it. The iPhone brought internet to more poorer areas of residing. Maybe poor like South Latin America, Africa, maybe some poor areas in Asia, like Middle East. I think the Middle East is poor now. They are gonna probably I think Qatar's poor. I think UAE is poor. Maybe some places in Oceania, like islands. I don't know if they. Which brought because of its more affordability. After the 2000s rollout, and YouTube really starts to rise. It's like the golden age of YouTube. The boom. Like the roaring 20s. Like nothing can stop us from going up. YouTube starts to go up. Twitter starts to go up. Facebook then goes up. Creating a huge rise. It's like the golden age of the internet. The accessibility of the internet has rised. It's not the 90s where you would need a lot of money to go on MySpace or AOL. And then the iPhone goes up too. This technology starts to go up. Vine starts to succeed. Stuff like Logan Paul goes up. After this, Vine gets bought out by Musical.ly. Vine shuts down because it has no money. Vine never found out how to monetize its platform. Twitter shuts Vine down. But after this, Musical.ly gets created. Musical.ly becomes a center of cringe for children. then YouTube starts making fun of Musical.ly. Musical.ly then gets bought out by TikTok, which is a software making stuff in a certain amount of time, except it's longer, 60 seconds. I'm just gonna draw some goofy like logo that looks like Instagram. TikTok has become a kind of like dormant kind of thing. Like no one really knows about it until the 2020s. In 29. Wait, let's go to 2019. 2019, the place where the pandemic started, and first thing happens is YouTube is on a kind of recession. Many things have impacted YouTube's growth. Obviously, in 2016, a lot of people know is that YouTube becomes more offensive. It allows more like language. It allows more like offensive humor. But since YouTube is also Elsagate has happened. Elsagate happens. I think the Taliban have gone on there. Can I say that on YouTube? I have kids on this audience. I think I do, cause I shouldn't have probably said that. I'm getting put on like the wanted list because I said that on like YouTube. This puts YouTube in a terrible position. Advertising companies have just pulled out of YouTube. There was also that guy that wanted to pull out of YouTube because he was like, "People, YouTube is a place for um um." I'm not allowed. I can't go two times. Um, then after 2019, this stuff goes down because everyone pulls out stuff like PewDiePie saying the stuff, the bridge incident. Um, do not search it up, kids. Please, you do not want to hear it. But that's on there. After this, YouTube starts to reform its content. It starts banning offensive content. It starts banning inappropriate content, like Elsagate stuff. It starts banning stuff that puts copyrighted characters in offensive, inappropriate, or violent act. It starts doing so much that YouTube is starting to rise again due to the re re more people starting like, okay, YouTube isn't so bad after all. They changed just a phase. Um, and YouTube started to go. YouTube that after 2020, TikTok starts to rise in popularity. 2020 was the pinnacle of TikTok rising from the great, kind of like born, like like hatching from a shell, kind of. They were pretty dormant. No one really knew about TikTok. It was cringe. YouTube made fun of it a lot. YouTubers made fun of it. But now in 2020, TikTok has become the pinnacle of cringe. But after some time, TikTok is like known for Chinese spyware, so the United States government wants to ban TikTok. But after this, due to a change in president, TikTok stays and starts to even grow more, and more, and more. Now TikTok wants to be banned, and YouTube, Facebook, Twitter are now the new things. After Elon buys Twitter to make it more fair, he destroys the branding. That's the worst thing to do, man. You destroy something that makes it look interesting and like brandy, which is kind of it's pretty like the popular opinion though. That's how people don't want. I know Elon is. It's like he's like bad. He does bad stuff. He does good stuff. Like a lot of stuff. He's made SpaceX. He's made Tesla. He's made a lot of brands that are extremely popular and rich and famous. You can't make a brand. But after this happens, all the brands, the stock, a lot of stuff goes down. And that's the history of. Oh, what? And then actually, I forgot something. And then a new brand of browser comes called Opera GX. Opera GX is from Opera. It is came new because it's the browser for gamers. But it's the browser for Chinese spyware, not gamers. It really is just that. I hate when YouTubers just like, Opera, so cool. Opera. Yo, you know those like terrible, those weird loans we gave to third world countries with high, like, like really high interest rates? Yeah. That's not us because we don't do that anymore. Like that feels like cartoonishly like goofy. Like feels like that scene like that the movie Lorax, or like where the like oceans polluted, like the trees get chopped down. That's what it feels like Opera would do. They start like poisoning like lakes and stuff. Opera DX. They pull out like a Nestle. They start like stealing like make like dictatorships in like villages. But then after this, the rise of AI happens, and in all of these, the internet has turned more into an AI place. The algorithms start to exist. I mean, they all had algorithms. Like YouTube had it since 2005. Algorithm is good because it gives you something you want to see, like a Netflix. Like you want to see stuff. This is basically why the internet is popular and why you're watching this today. These brands have become more evolved in a certain way, so you can enjoy content. Bye, guys. I'm gonna play some Ravenfield. That's it. That's a good game. You should buy it. Sponsor me, Ravenfield, please. I know you've been in early access for years, but it's still good.